Oh, wait, you're listening?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You're
Listening
to Radiolab.
Radiolab.
Shorts! From
WNYC.
See? Yes. And NPR.
We're going to rip-roar through this.
Okay. Do I need to know anything, or you just want to tell me it?
I'm just going to tell you it.
Okay.
Maybe I'll play you some music as well.
Sure.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, I'm Jad Abumrad.
I'm Robert Krulwich.
This is Radiolab.
The podcast.
That's right.
I shouldn't say it that way. The podcast.
Yeah, more declarative.
Yeah.
So we do, music is very important to the show.
Very.
It's never the explicit topic, but someday it's always there.
It is the governor, really.
Yeah, and today we're going to make it front and center. So I thought for the next 10 minutes or so, let me tell you about this band that we ran into.
I don't think you mean that literally. It was not a band that you had a collision.
No, I kind of did. Well, let me give you the backstory.
Okay, please.
So, you remember when we were doing the Parasite show?
Yes.
Hey. We did several pieces about hookworms, the first of which was about hookworms in the South. Remember this story?
I do very well.
Just a jog. Here's a brief clip.
We think that these people are sick from something because they don't behave like we do.
What does that mean?
They are slow, not mentally. They're slow physically. They're pale.
Because they've got hookworm. Okay, so. Good to meet you. Now, we were searching for the right music to use. We went to our secret weapon. Her name's Karen Havlick. She works a couple cubicle rows down from us. We asked her, do you know anything that's kind of southern, but twangy, but not? Kind of has an edge, because these hookworms are taking over people's minds, so it's got to have a little bit of an edge to it. So she gave me all this stuff, and then she's like, oh, and check out Buke and Gass. So to make a long story short, she handed me a CD, this one right here, called Buke and Gass. And I was like, I was like, that's totally wrong for the show. But it was so right in so many other ways that I was like, okay. So here we are. I visited Buke and Gass in Brooklyn in this little basement apartment where they play. And should we just hear some?
Please. I've been a fan of Buke and Gass for not yet.
It's really hard music to describe. For instance,
I'm Erin.
You can say your last name.
I'm Erin Dyer.
Erin is one of the members of the band. Here's how she describes what they do.
Imagine a recently retired schoolhouse janitor riding the back of a big horse that's galloping over different scenes. Like one scene could be a really calm, rose petal surfaced pond. Jumps over that, and then it gets into another scene where there's a big party with topless beachgoers that are totally pruned out from hanging out on the beach, and they're very surprised. And then it jumps into another scene where there's an angry mob with pitchforks and flames. And they're running after rabbits that have just stolen all of the carrots and cabbage, and they're not going to be able to eat their feast because of it the next day. So they're very angry. But that's what the janitor's jumping over, and he's excited about it. And I would be too.
In this scenario, weird scenario you just made it. Are you the janitor? So you guys the janitor on the horse?
No, I would say the audience would be the janitor on the horse.
So that's how Erin describes it. But there's another Erin in the band.
Aaron Sanchez.
Two Erins. And here's his attempt.
It's like miniature. It's like the loudest miniature fuzz.
Oh, right.
Here's Buke and Gass rehearsing a song called Two Frogs.
that.
That's as far as we got.
It's so hookwormy. I mean, like right from the get-go.
Totally. Now, the amazing thing is that all of that noise just came from two people.
Yeah, just trying to make as much noise as we can.
The reason that they're able to make that much racket is because they've heavily messed with their instruments. Erin, the girl, plays something called the Buke.
A Buke is a baritone ukulele.
Oh, her name isn't Buke. That is the instrument she plays?
Yeah, she plays a ukulele, which I didn't know comes in a bass flavor.
This is yours, right?
Yeah.
Very cute. It's like a miniature guitar.
It's really light, too. And it's a wooden body. And you notice it has 2 pickups. This is just a...
She has actually taken this Buke and modified it, added some strings, electrified it with some pickups and outputs and such.
2 outputs, so it's a stereo.
That's the Buke. Now the Gass seems even more complicated.
So this guy,
That's what Erin, the boy, plays.
this is the Gass, and this has, basically this is a hybrid between a guitar and a bass.
Get it? Guitar, bass, Gass.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how would it look like.
Well, it actually looks just like a normal acoustic guitar, but
2 of the strings are bass strings.
the bass strings go to their own bass amp, the guitar strings go to their own guitar amp.
Wouldn't it be cool if the bass string was actually an elongated and taut hookworm?
Do you sing on this one?
Except it would be hard to play because it'd be biting your fingers the whole time. Anyhow, so the other thing that's happening when they play is he's beating a kick drum with his left foot. She's got bells on her ankles.
This is a really high pitch frequency, and then this is the brass bells.
Yeah, so this is like one of those people who walk around like in Central Europe with like 9 instruments doing them all simultaneously.
A little bit, yeah.
Bank is 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is Buke and Gass performing from their first album, a song called Bundle Tuck. How long have you guys been playing together?
We met in 2000, and then we were in a band in 2003,
Called Hominid.
Hominid.
That band broke up.
Broke up.
We broke up because we were dating at the time.
This is the first time we've ever said that.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you now, if you mind me asking?
Friends?
We're bandmates.
Oh, yeah, not even friends. Jesus Christ.
No, we're friends. We're friends.
Now, I kept trying to push and prod the two Aarons about why they broke up, but they wouldn't tell me. I probably wouldn't tell me either. Suffice to say, something happened, and then they just stopped speaking to each other for a really long time.
We didn't speak for like 3 years.
3 or 4 years.
Really?
Yep.
Aaron, the girl, basically moved away, gave up music altogether, and started racing bikes. And then one day, out of the blue, for no real reason that he can explain, Aaron the boy writes an email to Aaron the girl.
He said, how's the cycling going? Or something like that.
I think I did say that.
You did. We've never really talked about it.
Really?
Yeah.
And beyond that, they wouldn't really talk about it with me. But their music has something in it. Some kind of like hookwormy angst that maybe comes from the stuff they don't talk about. There's something about your music that feels possessed. My temptation, maybe wrongly, is to say possessed by some sort of the history you guys have together.
Could be. Could be.
Everybody here, to get you, to get you, to get you.
if large armies of bunnies are going to steal their carrots, then they're just living in an anxious world. The truth is, they fear the rabbit.
I don't think that they would disagree with you there. Well, that was Buke and Gass recorded with help from Michael Rayfield. You can find out more about Buke and Gass at bukeandgass.com.
How would you spell Buke?
B-U-K-E.
And Gass?
G-A-S-S. If you have any trouble spelling it, you can just go to our website, radiolab.org. We will link you there. And for all you New York listeners, here's something. June 1st, Buke and Gass are going to join us on stage for the second installment of our performance series that we're calling Armageddon.
An explosion of wonder you will never forget.
So we're going to have Prune and Gass on our stage?
Buke and
Gass, but she'll be pruned out.
She will. He may as well. And that's June 1st here at the Green Space. Just check our website, radiolab.org, for details. Oh, and by the way, the first one that we did, which was just a few days ago, is the video is now on our website as well, radiolab.org. It was a really fun evening. We had basically two guys talking about swarms. Swarms, the science of swarms, also kind of making art from swarms. Very cool. Radiolab.org.
You mean the number?
Yeah.
Aspect of it?
This is Seamus Pillsbury, a Radiolab listener from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The radio podcast is funded in part by the National Science Foundation and the Sloan Foundation.
Right? You hear it like that. Now, you start on your one.
But
Wait, you're not playing the same line as...
Yes.
Are you? Really?
Well, they're two
Pretty
different.
much.
Two different
Wait, do that
melodies.
again.
We should do it together.
Oh,
and then separate.
Well, no, do your bass line. Do the bass line, because it's the same. Right? So, where's your one? There's your one. Ba-dum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So, mine is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So then, when we're trying to...
So where's your...